Hi, I'm Dr. Kenneth Wilmer. You're watching Eliot Kelly TV. Never lose your passion.
I also have this level of resolve. We will set a goal. We will create a process to get from here to there. We'll execute that process and we'll achieve that goal. There's little deviations here and there, but if you don't have a course laid out to get from here to there, you don't even know if and when you're deviating from that course.
Welcome, everybody, to another dynamic episode of Eliot Kelly TV. Today, I have the distinguished pleasure of having in our company Mr. Robert Pizzini. He is actually a Chief Executive Officer at iFly VA Beach Indoor Skydiving, an unconventional leadership coach, and also a retired U.S. Navy officer right here on Eliot Kelly TV. Welcome, Robert, to the show.
Thank you, Eliot. Looking forward to the discussion.
Today, our topic is going to be elevate your leadership. A lot of persons have been writing in and requesting that we speak a little bit more about leadership. They want to understand the principles that can turn them or convert them into a leader or help them on their leadership journey. Before we go into some of those tips and tricks, Robert, tell us your story.
Well, real briefly, as a young man, a very young man, I grew up watching the undersea world of Jacques Cousteau. You're probably a little bit young to remember that, but I was enamored with diving, scuba diving. I became a scuba diver at a young age, and that led to military diving when I realized what Navy diving was all about. That was my career ambition. Navy diving led to Navy Explosive Ordnance Disposal, or EOD, which is special operations, jumping out of airplanes, diving the depths of the world's oceans, disarming, we call it disarming danger. And just a wonderful 26-year career. But towards the end of my career, I was responsible for advanced airborne training. In that role, we would use these vertical wind tunnels in different parts of the country. And I thought Virginia Beach would be a good place to have one. So about 10 years ago, we got serious about that. And we're in our 7th year of operation at iFly Virginia Beach. With my team at iFly, I also needed leadership development. And I could not find the concrete, hard-hitting, meaningful, lasting, lifelong lasting leadership training, leadership development rather, that I was exposed to in the military. So I put my own program together for my team, and I now make it available to anybody who wants to really advance their ability to lead.
Thank you so much for sharing, Robert. We're going to talk about your definition of leadership, but tell us quickly, what is the greatest challenge for you as a leader?
I think the greatest challenge for me and the greatest challenge for any leader is to have a very high level of energy all the time. Leaders, you're always switched on, or you should be, and your team needs you to be. They rely on you to be energetic. When I say energetic, and when you're energetic, you have clarity. All your executive functioning is working at a very high level, and that's what your team needs from you.
Awesome. What is your definition of leadership then?
Sure. So I can define it in 2 words, and then there's a broader definition. But the 2 words are enabling others. So for me, leadership is all about using my experience, my training, and my education to enable others to accomplish their objectives.
Awesome. Knowing what you know now, Robert, is there anything you would have done completely differently?
Oh, tons of stuff I would have done completely differently. So as a junior sailor, as a younger man, I would have listened more and talked less. I would have captured the lessons from mistakes I made a little more diligently or a little more deliberately, if you will. And when leaders tried to mentor me, I would have been more receptive to that. Recognize it and be more receptive to it. So there's tons of mistakes. There's a whole trail of mistakes that I've made, but at some point I started learning from them.
Thank you. Share with us 2 tools that you use that help you to be the efficient, unconventional leader that you are.
Sure. So one of them is understanding and controlling my sympathetic nervous system and my parasympathetic nervous system. So sympathetic is fight, flight, or freeze. Tiger's chasing me. I've got to run. My blink rate goes up. My peripheral vision reduces. All the blood is diverted kind of away from my heart and towards my extremities. And again, blood pressure goes up. That's called your sympathetic nervous system. That doesn't only happen when the tiger's chasing you. That system activates in the boardroom, in the presence of your team. If somebody brings you information that's not so pleasing or very bad information, your sympathetic activates. It also activates if somebody brings you very good information. You could get, again, you have this increase in heart rate and this response. It's a physiological response that literally takes you out of the driver's seat. It reduces your executive functioning. So what I do in those moments of apparent excitement is stop and breathe and have inhalations that are longer, that are shorter in duration than your exhalations. If you have a minute to do that breathing, your parasympathetic is now taking over. That puts you back in the driver's seat. Your peripheral vision widens. Your blink rate goes down, your pulse rate goes down. Your ability to see things and analyze things increases significantly. So the tool I use is management of my sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system to keep me in the driver's seat, keep my executive functioning in top shape.
I'm Antonique Villard, and you are watching Eliot Kelly TV. Never lose your passion.
You've served in some places where I may not want to go and other persons may be afraid to go as well. How have you been able to translate those experiences through your service into your leadership?
A couple ways. One is I have served all over the world. I've been in the war zone. I've been in extremely depressed areas of the world. I've seen really the worst that humanity has to offer. So with that, if somebody is a little bit late for work one day, or if the order didn't come in on time, these things are easy to deal with. It's nothing to get excited about, and it's easy to fix things like that. So I have this level of calm that I think has resulted from my military career, but I also have this level of resolve. We will set a goal. We will create a process to get from here to there. We'll execute that process and we'll achieve that goal. There's little deviations here and there, but if you don't have a course laid out to get from here to there, you don't even know if and when you're deviating from that course. So mission planning, I guess, is something that the military taught me, made me very efficient at, and mission planning in the business world and in the leadership world, I think, is critical.
Thank you. You're also a leadership coach, and that's a next dimension to your multifaceted dimensions. Tell us how we can get in contact, or our audience can get in contact with your leadership services.
Sure. So the quickest and easiest way to get a hold of me is visit robertpizzini.com. That's Robert, Pizzini.com, and fill out the request more information, or how to contact Bob is one way. I can also be emailed directly, bob@robertpizzini.com. Once again, bob@robertpizzini.com, and I answer my own email. And if you go to the website, you'll see a phone number. I answer my own phone. So if you want to get a hold of me directly, it's not difficult to do.
Certainly, you're not going to get a foreign person on there saying, he no here. Great stuff. Now, you have had a lot of testimonials. I know I love testimonials from my coaching. Can you share one of your testimonials with us without being so invasive with their confidential information?
Sure. I've had the honor and privilege to coach some pretty influential people. I think one of the biggest testimonials, or one of the ones that comes to mind, is one client in particular, very high-ranking military person, former military person, who had been through a lot of executive training in his career, very high-ranking. And after he completed my process, his testimonial basically said, right when I thought I knew it all, Bob Pizzini opened up a world to me that under the surface, I knew it was there, but I just couldn't see it. I could feel it, and he allowed me to see it. And he has given me the energy and the clarity to have a long and successful professional life going forward.
Thank you. As we come to a close, you brand yourself as an unconventional leader. Share with us one way that your leadership is unconventional.
Sure. I like to have fun. I like to laugh. I like to smile. And there's a lot of energy involved. And I like to do things to challenge assumptions and take people outside their comfort zone. So, there's these ropes courses and there's these other things, and these are all great activities. I happen to own an indoor skydiving company, and I like to take people in the flight chamber and have a flight experience with them. It's challenging to begin with. Some people will look at that and go, I don't know if I can do it. But we go through it together, and the sense of accomplishment afterwards is incredible. I see it every single time. And I think it really unlocks the way people view themselves, and the way they view their ability to accomplish things that they're not 100% familiar with.
Thank you so much. It's really a privilege having you come on the show. This one is a personal of mine. What's your jump record? How high have you jumped from before?
Yeah. Well, in military free fall, as we call it, our standard mission set, if you will, is up to 25,000 feet, which is up there a pretty good ways. And then our kind of standard training and/or what's called HALO, high altitude, low opening exit, is somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 13,000 feet. Thank
you, Robert. What does the future hold for you?
Well, boy, I wish I could really narrow that down, but I've got a few irons in the fire, if you will. I'm working on another iFly project in another city. Hopefully we can announce that soon. I coach youth hockey. I coach high school hockey. And next year I'm going to coach college hockey. And within that, I'm working with a group of fine gentlemen to build a new facility in our city here in Virginia Beach. Hockey is huge in this area, and we need more sheets of ice to get more kids on the ice, especially kids who otherwise wouldn't have access to the ice. Kids who face challenges at home in their neighborhoods, kids who really will do well if they get this additional attention. And we want to bring it to them through figure skating and through ice hockey.
Well, Robert, we know you're a busy guy. We want to thank you for joining us. You could have been anywhere else in the world. You decided to be here on Eliot Kelly TV as we discussed and shared with our audience how to elevate your leadership. We've on with Robert Pizzini and Eliot Kelly on Eliot Kelly TV. Never lose your passion.